What if I told you she's already told you everything? Not with her words, not with a text, not even with a glance, but with the way her fingers brushed her neck, the way she couldn't stop touching her hair, the way her hand reached for her phone, but never really used it. You were right there, and you missed it. Because the most powerful confessions a woman makes are never spoken out loud. They're whispered through movement, through touch, through the quiet language of a body that can't lie, even when the mind tries to stay silent. And today, we're going to decode every single one. Welcome back to Dark Psychology, the channel where we go beyond the surface and into the psychological mechanics of human connection, desire, and attraction. I'm Amelia, and if you're new here, you're exactly where you need to be. In this video, we're breaking down 10 things a woman touches when she's around someone she's attracted to, and what each gesture reveals on a deep psychological and emotional level. This isn't guesswork. This is science, behavioral psychology, body language research, real signals most men walk past every single day without ever noticing. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will never misread a woman's signals again. Let's get into it. Sign number 1, and this one happens all the time, right in front of you, her clothes. When a woman is near someone she's genuinely drawn to, something shifts inside her. Suddenly, she becomes hyper-aware of herself, how she looks, how she's perceived. And without even realizing it, her hands start moving. She tugs at her sleeve, smooths out her shirt, adjusts the hem of her outfit. Not because anything is actually wrong, but because you just walked in. Here's the psychology behind it. This is called self-presentation behavior. Her subconscious mind is sending a signal. I want to look good for this person. And her hands are executing that command in real time. Picture this. You're sitting across from her at lunch. She's laughing, she's engaged, she's making eye contact. And then, without thinking, she looks down and runs her fingers along the edge of her sleeve. That's not habit. That's her body responding to your energy. She may not say, I want to impress you, but her hands just did. Pay close attention here, because this one is incredibly easy to miss, but it speaks volumes. The neck. When a woman lightly grazes her fingers along her neck, tilts her head to expose it, or lets her hand rest near her collarbone, that is one of the most psychologically significant gestures in human body language. Why? Because the neck is one of the most vulnerable parts of the body. Exposing it, consciously or not, is an act of trust, of openness, of emotional availability. She's not protecting herself. She's not closed off. She's letting you in. And there's a physiological layer to this too. Touching the neck increases blood flow and sensory awareness. It's the body physically activating in response to someone it's attracted to. So when she does this in your presence, gently, softly, almost like she doesn't even notice, her body is saying what her voice won't. You make me feel something I'm not ready to put into words yet. This one is subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Watch how she sits when she's near you. Does she shift her position, run her hand lightly along her leg, cross and uncross with a certain rhythm, almost like a slow, quiet dance? It looks casual, it looks unconscious. But here's what's really happening. When a woman is attracted to someone, she becomes more aware of her own body. And that awareness creates movement. She's not adjusting out of discomfort, she's subconsciously directing attention, drawing your eyes, inviting your awareness. And if she's doing this while maintaining eye contact, laughing at your jokes, and leaning slightly toward you, that's not one signal, that's 3 signals layered on top of each other. Her body isn't just reacting to you at that point, it's aligning with you. And that's a level of subconscious attraction most people never even learn to recognize. Now we get to one of the most powerful signals on this entire list, her lips. A gentle bite, a slow press, a finger tracing lightly across them. To most people, it looks innocent, maybe even unconscious. But psychologically, it's anything but. The lips are one of the most emotionally expressive parts of the human body. When she touches them in front of you, it's a subconscious flirtation signal. Her body physically responding to the chemistry between you. She's not doing it on purpose. She's feeling something, and her lips become the outlet. Here's a scenario. You're teasing her about something, both of you laughing. And as she listens, she slowly, deliberately applies lip balm. Not rushed, not distracted, slowly. That is not self-care. That is an invitation. Her body is whispering, do you see me? Are you paying attention? And if you are, you'll realize her lips are having an entirely different conversation than the one she's speaking out loud. Quick pause. If you're finding this valuable and you want to understand the full language of attraction, human behavior, and psychological desire, hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell because we go deep here and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now, back to the signs. This one sits in a zone that most people overlook entirely. Her necklace, her collar, the area just above her chest. When she starts rolling a pendant between her fingers, adjusting the chain across her collarbone, or tugging softly at her collar, pay attention. Because this small, almost invisible behavior carries serious emotional weight. That area of the body, the throat, the upper chest, is intimate, delicate. And drawing attention to it, even subconsciously, is a psychological signal of nervous excitement and a desire to be seen. Here's a deeper layer. Fiddling with jewelry is a classic self-soothing behavior. It means her emotions are stirred, but she's working to stay composed. She's managing the internal electricity your presence is creating. Picture this. She laughs at something you said, her hand absently reaching for her necklace. She looks down for a split second, then back at you, smiling. That moment, that was attraction wearing the disguise of innocence, and it was meant for you. This is the one most people know about, but very few truly understand. When she plays with her hair around you, twirling it, tucking it behind her ear, flipping it to one side, that is not a styling choice. That is instinct. Playing with her hair gives her something to do with her hands when nervous energy is building. It's an emotional release, a way to appear calm while quietly signaling interest. But more than that, it's directional. It draws your eyes toward her face, her smile, her neck, all the places where connection begins. In behavioral psychology, this is called a preening gesture, a subconscious grooming behavior that occurs in the presence of someone we find desirable. It's primal, and it's one of the most consistent attraction signals across every culture studied. Here's the tell. She does it repeatedly, even when her hair is already out of the way. That's not a habit. That's a signal on a loop, her body rehearsing words her mouth isn't ready to say. I want you to notice me. This one slips under the radar almost every time. Watch her ears. Specifically, does she touch them when you're talking? Tug gently at an earring? Trace her finger along her earlobe, then tuck her hair back, then do it all again? It looks like fidgeting. And on the surface, it is. But underneath, this is what psychologists call self-adapter behavior. The act of touching parts of your own body to manage rising internal emotional arousal. In simpler terms, you're affecting her. And her hands are trying to manage what her face is working hard not to show. The ears sit close to the face, close to the neck, both high sensitivity zones of emotional expression. When she draws attention there, especially in a repeated motion while looking at you, she's not bored, she's buzzing. And if she pairs that gesture with a soft smile or slightly lowered eyes, you're not just on her radar, you are her radar. Now here's the modern day signal that almost nobody interprets correctly, her phone. Most people assume that a girl touching her phone constantly means she's distracted or uninterested. But here's the psychological truth. It might mean the exact opposite. Watch what she's actually doing with it. Is she scrolling, texting, engaged with the screen, or is she just holding it, flipping it, setting it down, picking it back up, tapping the edge without unlocking it? That second scenario, that is emotional friction. Her nervous system is activated and her phone has become a psychological crutch. Something to occupy her hands so she doesn't accidentally reveal how much she's feeling. Because here's the twist. If she truly didn't care, she'd be lost in that screen. But when she keeps pretending to use it without actually engaging, that's her attempting to appear casual while internally anything but. She might even glance at the screen and smile. But trust me, it's not the phone making her smile, it's you. Here's one most men never think to look for. When she's sitting near you and has nothing in her hands, no phone, no drink, no bag. Watch what her fingers do. Does she rub them lightly together? Touch the tips of her nails? Tap her fingers gently against each other? This is what behavioral scientists call displacement behavior. Small, repetitive physical actions that the body uses to release emotional tension. It doesn't know how to express any other way. She's not bored, she's restless in the best possible way. The attraction is building and her body is searching for an outlet. And when she does this while maintaining eye contact, smiling shyly, laughing softly, that's not subtle flirting. That's emotional overflow. Her hands are saying exactly what her voice is still working up the courage to speak. Stay with me on this one because it sounds surprising, but it's one of the most honest signals on this entire list. Her feet. When a woman is sitting near you, watch her feet and ankles. Does she cross and uncross them? Curl them under her chair? Lightly sway one foot when her legs are crossed? Here's why this matters. Foot and ankle movements are controlled by some of the least consciously managed muscles in the human body, which means when they move, it's almost always the subconscious slipping through. Restless feet typically reflect nervous energy caused by emotional awareness of someone nearby. If her feet are pointing toward you, even while her upper body is angled away, that is a directional cue of genuine interest. Her subconscious is already leaning in. And if she's slowly dipping the toe of her shoe or slipping it halfway off her foot, that's a classic body language signal of sensual comfort and ease. She seems calm, she's composed, she's handling herself. But her feet? Her feet are telling the real story. Let's bring this home. Every touch we covered today, the sleeve, the neck, the hair, the lips, the phone, the necklace, the feet, none of it is accidental. None of it is random. These are emotional fingerprints, subconscious confessions written not in words, but in movement. When a woman is near someone she's genuinely attracted to, her body begins to communicate in a language that bypasses logic entirely. She might not be ready to say it, she might not even fully know it yet, but her hands do, her posture does, her gestures do. And now, so do you. Attraction doesn't announce itself loudly. It whispers, it adjusts, it fidgets, it grazes, it lingers. But now that you know what to listen for, you'll never mishear it again. If this video changed the way you see human connection, just imagine what else you've been missing. Here on Dark Psychology, we don't stop at the surface. We go into the emotional architecture of desire, power, vulnerability, and subconscious influence, the invisible forces that drive every human interaction you've ever had. Coming up next, the signs she's pretending not to like you, but absolutely does, and the psychological reasons women test men they're already attracted to. This isn't just about dating. This is about decoding the invisible language of the human heart. So if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a video. Until next time, I'm Amelia, and you're watching Dark Psychology. See you in the next one.